So hi Hearties, welcome to another edition for the Valley Voice Editorials. I am Dawn Bateman and I have some admins with me.
Hi guys, Jeanette from Michigan.
And Marg from California on this Monday, Thursday.
Oh, perfect. And also that's a good reminder. We are recording this on March 28th in the evening. So that's how, what we have for our format today is what has been released. I think even today, I think we're going to talk about Chris's last ET interview as well. So we're going to go through that later. But we have a guest today, another hearty guest. We're so excited to say welcome to Pia Sprague.
Yay!
I'm so glad you're here, Pia, because I just met you with HFR, the last edition that we had. So, and you're from California, right?
I am, yeah, from Northern California, Walnut Creek, California.
Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And you are, self-identified as a Nathan fan, correct?
I am, yes.
Every Mountie Monday, we can count on you, Pia, for a post. I love it.
Just got the countdown going.
My Mountie Monday countdown. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad that you had time. I know that's a lot of, commitment to talk with us. So thank you so much. I appreciate that so very much.
Thanks.
So we're going to go through and talk about Kevin's interview with ET. And that's the first thing in the agenda. So where do you want to go through that? Maybe Marg, what is your thought process and how can we,
Well, I mostly want to hear what Pia has to say because I think it was, the ultimate ecstatic moment, I think, for Nathan lovers. So talk to us about that, Pia, when you saw the interview. How did you feel?
I think probably the words were elated, but I was also very shocked. I actually was shocked. I guess I was shocked at how revealing it was, and just that how they really came out and said that it's going to be this journey, that we're heading in this direction. I was really shocked that Nathan said, this is end game, and I was like, what is happening?
Wow. Yes.
I was
They didn't
really
pull
shocked.
any punches, really. Yeah. I mean, we've heard that from the writers that things were going to go slowly. And so the marketing didn't look like things were going to go slowly. And then whammo.
Yeah. I mean, I was one of those Nathan fans watching season 9, just going along with Nathan's journey, is heartbroken and trying to see if he can find love again. And, of course, I was rooting for him to get together with May, and that didn't work out. And then he tried it with Faith. And then when that didn't work out, I thought, oh, geez, what is happening? And then season 10, I really didn't see the breakup coming. I was really surprised. So
do you think you were holding your heart back?
Maybe, but I just
to get your hopes up.
I just didn't think. Yeah, I thought Elizabeth and Lucas were going to, work through their problems that they were having. So I was surprised with the breakup.
And even going into this season, before you saw the Kevin interview, was your instinct to guard your heart a little bit?
Definitely. I mean, after what happened at the end of season 8, and Jeanette, I remember you warning me going into season 9 for Nathan, just kind of, just go on his journey. Don't get attached again. And of course I did. I got so attached to the
I told you to not get attached
of Nathan and May. I did it again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did I not learn my lesson?
All right. I think that was coming from a place of, as me as a Jack fan, the first fight. I can totally relate because you're like, I want to protect. I don't want to see, what if I pick someone and she doesn't pick them? And
Right.
yeah, so I
Right.
totally get that. And I have to say, I think you represent a lot of Nathan fans, that all of the marketing and then especially this interview really relieved a lot of anxiety and like, is this really going to happen? Can I believe it's going to happen? And things like that. So that's very
Right.
representative of what I'm seeing on social for sure.
Yeah, I think I was definitely guarding my heart for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
after season
Okay,
8.
what else did you see in that interview that you particularly liked or didn't like? She talked about the Allie storyline, which just sounds so interesting that potentially she's going to go back and visit her father, her birth
Right.
father, excuse me, her birth
Yeah.
father,
I'm
biological father.
I mean, that just sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking for Allie. But I just remember back in season 7, how much Allie wanted to connect with her grandfather, and Nathan, was really trying to protect her from getting hurt. So I feel like this is even going to be one step further, where Nathan's really, really going to want to protect Allie from her real father. So I just think that's going to be really heart-wrenching for Allie.
Kevin really kind of spilled that whole storyline, which was really interesting. Like how
Yeah.
far, where he said, I think he even said where he has to hold her while she's crying, or I mean, even to that degree, and that Elizabeth, helps in that situation as well. So yeah, I think that
I think I was surprised again how much of the storyline was revealed for Allie. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did share a lot.
Yeah, he did share a lot. I was very, very surprised.
Yeah, and certainly made it sound like the whole blended family piece, the fact that Elizabeth is a single parent and he is a single parent. I mean, that's kind of how I envisioned the season going, that they were going to continue to bond over that and, maintain a friendship, and she was going to figure her stuff out, and then, gradually it would lead to a romance. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's all that and more. I don't know.
I'm really curious overall, what are we seeing social media wise, or what's the consensus among Nathan fans? If it is, I mean, because the marketing really feels like, boom, it's going to happen really quickly. But there was also people that said it was going to be kind of a slow burn. So where do you guys think most of the Nathan fans fall at this point? I mean, it kind of feels like they're going to be shot out of a cannon. So I don't
Well, that's
like,
the
I worry
marketing
that,
tool for sure.
right. I worry that if that's the expectation and then it becomes a slow burn, that might end up being frustrating for Nathan fans.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to talk about predictions a little bit later, and predictions run the gamut on Nathan Elizabeth. Some people, it's everything from, it's going to be a slow process to they're going to be married this season, so it's
Yeah.
everything in between, at least on the Facebook page. So
I have seen on socials, I have seen the gamut. Like I've seen where a lot of Nathan fans really do want to see that slow burn. I think I probably fall more in that category. Like I adore tongue-tied Nathan, when he's like super nervous about talking to Elizabeth and he fumbles over his words and he gets
yeah, talk to us
clumsy.
about that. That's so
Um,
interesting, because we have seen that before, and I really have an affection for the tongue-tied part of a romance too. I remember it with Jack, how he would say the wrong things too. And so I can never get enough of that. But I do think it feels like we've been there before, and that whole scene of what do you want, Elizabeth, where he came on so strong. It's like, and of course characters can have, different sides to their personality. When backed against the wall, when he knows she's going to move away and he is not going to have another opportunity, maybe he finds his voice. But then when he's actually faced with the romantic prospect of her being single again, the tongue may be tied all over again. though.
Right.
Do you think both of those things can coexist?
That's what I was thinking, that he might become tongue-tied Nathan again.
Okay, so
When he realizes that
your hope
he's
is for
available.
slow burn, tongue tied. Okay,
Right.
say that 3 times fast. Slow
Well, and
burn, tongue tied.
we did already see one tiny little preview where he's like fumbling between the row houses or something like that.
Right,
So
yeah,
they're
with the
definitely gonna
flower
see
pot.
some of that. Yeah. But then you see him do the hair touch. What did we call
Hair
it?
tuck, hair tuck.
Hair
Yeah.
tuck, yeah. Which is that's not a fumbling moment. That's a
No, that
that's
is
a
like
that's a confident move.
Really
So,
aggressive.
yeah,
he's
I know,
finding
so,
his
yeah.
he's finding his mojo for sure.
So technically we already got both in the previews, I guess.
Right.
Totally.
To say
Totally.
everything is already revealed.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right,
know
Pia,
it's
how are we
true.
feeling about the possibility of either shirtless or workout garage?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, we
I
didn't
really-
talk about that giant reveal.
I did not know what to make of that tease
I
from,
don't
from
either.
Aaron.
I really don't. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I thought it was, what happened to just simple wood chopping?
Let's go back to the
Wood
wood
chopping,
chopping,
yeah.
shall
Chopping
we?
scene.
Oh my gosh, what if it's shirtless wood chopping? What if it's a combination of the two? We will lose we will lose parties. They will be deceased.
Yeah, no, we'll be passed out.
Twitter
Passed
will be
out on the
like,
We will
floor.
all be fainting.
Twitter will be like, where did everybody go? I don't know. what
We're
happened."
all on the floor again.
Yeah, that
It'll be the
definitely
way
got this-
home. It'll be the way home, the whole thing of running into the water with the shirt off. I mean, they'll just be cross marketing shows.
Right.
That one definitely, like right after the interview aired, that was like the first thing I saw Hardy's tweeting about was
Which was
like,
what?
the shirtless thing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirtless wood
Well,
chopping.
this interview took a turn. I don't know.
It's getting warm in here.
It really is. It really is. Okay. All right. And then what else, from that interview was interesting to you guys?
I did like at the end where Deidre asked him about Lucas and they talked a little bit and he shared a bit about even another moment where he shared more about the storyline. What I appreciated was when they asked how the three of them would sort of handle things going forward. And Kevin did say, it's not going to be like everyone's cool now. Like
Yeah,
he said
right.
it will, I really appreciate it. He said it will play out like a real situation, like it's awkward.
Correct.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
that it's not going to be kind of all
No, they're not
brush
gonna.
to rug.
I
brush to
did like
rug
that he
and-
said
They're not
that.
gonna
He said it
sweep
wasn't
it
going to be a light switch and everything was going to
Yes.
be fine. Yeah,
Right.
so I did like that. Yeah, he said that everything's still going to be played out. So,
Yes, that was the term. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and
What
because
do you-
sometimes with Hallmark, they have to kind of gloss over some of those harder storylines. So it's
Right.
nice to know that they're
Exactly.
going to tackle that.
Exactly
which is
right.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fun to see everybody. I mean, there is a lot of excitement and I mean, especially being 1 week out, like I love seeing everybody back on Twitter, everybody, all the posts that are, and honestly, it'll probably just ramp up the next week. And I'm a little bit with Pia on the slow burn. There's something really, any new relationship, whether it was back with Jack, with Lucas,
Totally.
the slow burn and
I want them to draw it out. I
especially in a-
really want to see it. I want
especially in
the.
a period piece, like there's something
Yes.
about that's like that'll be fun to watch, and hopefully
Totally.
people that aren't necessarily on board will still at least enjoy those elements of romance growing, however it's fast or slow it goes, who knows.
Yeah.
And I don't envy the
Yeah.
writers because I think the Jack and Elizabeth story did hit like the request, the formal request for courtship is like heart stopping. I mean, it's heart stopping. And I don't know how they're gonna, I mean, maybe you can't really do that with two single parents, whatever, but there's
Well,
gonna be, there's gonna be something that is good. There'll be heart stirring moments and yeah. And in terms of, those who are brokenhearted over Lucas, maybe, literally 5 minutes before we came onto this Zoom, ET dropped an interview with Chris that we're going to watch, and because we haven't even seen it. So maybe that will be a source of comfort for those fans. We can find out.
Well, saying that, I think we just need to see it and
Okay.
then we can respond to that. So
All right, let me pull it up.
we'll be back. So we just had the opportunity to see Chris's interview. So this is really fresh. We are now going through some of the comments that we have, like in the Facebook page. So right now, I need some Ned Yost, what therapy at this point, because I'm just like,
I love that.
wow,
I feel
that-
like we've
Ned.
had that conversation before, haven't we, about the need for a therapist? I feel like
I
we talked about
know.
that with
Well,
somebody
you know
else.
what? Now that I know it's Ned, because
But Ned, yeah, who knew? Ned. Yeah.
Pastor
Yeah.
Joseph, Ned, they can handle it. They can totally handle it. Yes.
And then Loretta, sorry, Flo is going to be, you know,
Well, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no. That's a bad combination. She'll be like, I'll be secretary and check everyone in
Right.
and get the scoop.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right.
See on the
So,
phone.
yeah.
Well, what I see so far is a lot to process here. Chris sounds very positive. I'm glad he will have such a substantial storyline. The character of Jeanette could be a bombshell. I mean, that
Yeah.
does sound.
It really, well, I think it's more intriguing. I mean, his journey is gonna be,
He might have
wow.
left out a few details about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeanette.
Well,
Yeah.
he answered so many questions that I've seen Hardy's having.
Right.
People have been speculating about Jeanette, but he just came right out and said,
He
"No,
said it.
Right.
yeah."
It was there.
And then he also answered the question, did you guys catch about, there's been talk, you know how it was shared about the memory loss? There was a lot of
Yes,
speculation,
totally.
like,
Yes.
did he lose it altogether, or did he, and he very clearly said he remembered up until the celebration, I think. Didn't he say that?
Oh my
And
gosh.
then-
He
Yeah.
said that his head gets smacked. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know.
So
I
now
hope
we
it-
know why he
Yeah.
has a head
Yeah.
wound
Headband.
and
Yeah.
appears to have
Ugh.
some leg issues too. So
Right.
Mm.
So
wow.
that's good that we know the answer to the memory. And then I feel like there was
Right.
one other big question he answered. Oh, about where he was going to be.
He's going to
but
be in Hope
Right.
Valley.
Well, I'm really curious about why he has to go to.
Yes, I mean, it sounds like
That's
Hope Valley is
really
in trouble
intriguing.
again, or continuing to be in trouble.
Right.
Yikes.
Yes. But
Yeah.
I mean, all of even the interview was like 11 minutes or something like that.
Well,
So
yes.
he had a lot of the storyline that he just teased. I mean, it's just a lot of things that you don't know where it's going,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
you need to
I
tune
feel-
in for it.
I feel
Sure.
like with the two guys now, like Kevin
Mhm.
and Nathan are going to be the Hallmark Channel side of things, and Lucas and Chris are going to be the Hallmark movies and mystery side of things for the show.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like,
Dear me.
there was a lot of intrigue in that.
And
for
he
sure.
said he had to sell the saloon.
Yes,
know
that
that?
was
That's
no.
right.
No, we didn't know that, right?
Oh, we didn't know that.
I
Oh my
didn't even-
gosh.
Okay,
No.
that is not. I didn't even hear that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
need to
So
do it again.
So do we think he sold it to Hickam? Is that who we're? Do you think
I
I'm
that's-
know.
hoping.
I know.
I'm hoping.
It
I
seems like the
know.
natural kind of progression. Of
Yes.
Yeah.
this, but,
Yes.
I mean,
I just
wow.
remember, wasn't it Bill and Henry that wanted to buy
Oh,
it
that's right.
initially?
Oh, at one point,
Yes.
yes, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also
Oh.
nice. He answered, is he alone in his recovery? So he does have Elizabeth. He said Elizabeth and Jack. Does he mean little Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He said
Elizabeth,
Jack.
Jack, and then Erwin, right?
Oh yes, it does seem
yeah,
like he's going to have a
advanced
bigger
man is
role.
there for some
Yeah.
professional.
I'm glad Edwin is back. I like that
Edwin or
character.
Erwin? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edwin, right? Edwin?
Yeah, I think it's
Probably.
Edwin. Yeah.
You're right,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
Yeah. That's
Edwin Mitchell? Mitchell?
Yes,
That's
you're
right.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that character.
Yeah, he's a fun character.
I'm
Yeah.
glad he's back. Yeah.
His last name is Gow,
Gow.
Gow.
Okay.
Maybe is it Eric Gow? That's it, Eric Gow.
So Eric Gow.
Yep, his handle is Gowser675. So give him a follow because looks
Oh.
like he's sticking around.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see another comment. Yes, finally an interview with Chris. He always gives the best interviews. Well-spoken, intelligent, humble, gracious, kind. Chris is a gem and the reason I watch. Absolutely adore him. Love this interview. I do think that was I thought he did a beautiful job. And he's such an empath. He's so emotionally intelligent, and he brings that to Lucas. I mean, my goodness, you know, the idea that he's potentially going to give his blessing, that he on one level knew, you know,
Gosh.
that that there would be nobody
Yeah.
else other than Nathan is it just makes me want to cry. It's really
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's sacrificial love, it's unconditional love, you know, it's beautiful. It's really very, very beautiful. But yeah, but also hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that one will give us all the feels, that scene, whenever
Oh,
Yeah.
for everyone, for Lucas fans, for Nathan
Yes, well,
fans,
Yeah.
for
we're on the
Elizabeth
roller
fans,
coaster anyway, so
Mm.
Lucky is Elizabeth.
right? Yeah. No kidding.
I mean, I remember in season 8, I think Nathan kind of told Lucas, right? Don't leave town. You know, he was thinking of selling the
Right.
saloon at that point, and I remember Nathan telling him
That's
at that
great.
point,
So
you
it
know,
is, it's very
yeah, if I were
circular
you,
in
I
that
would, you know,
regard.
I would stick around. But yeah, this is at a
That's,
different,
yeah, no, that's
another
beautiful.
different level. Yeah.
Right, because they had
Yeah.
a relationship, but
Mhm.
still, it is, she's
Mm.
very, very blessed to have
Yeah.
people who love her that much. It's great.
Well, and it sounds like if there's, because it sounds like Lucas is, what did he say, multiple challenges to protect Hope Valley. So it'll be
sounds like
interesting
it.
to see if the two guys have to work together while navigating this kind of awkward situation, work together to save the town, while, so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out between the two
Yeah.
of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope
Yeah.
they don't take too many steps back in their
Yeah.
friendship, because it was really lovely the end of last season to see them work together. Well, when the whole group of them was working together, that was really special moment to save the town.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
they were in a good place, I thought, friendship wise, in season 10. Lucas and Nathan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with their friendship, this season, the
Yeah,
dynamic between them.
yeah. Wow. So, wow, that's a lot to absorb. And so I need to do it again. I need to do because
We watched 4 times because there was a lot there.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's just a lot. I mean, that's a lot of information. So,
Mm.
let us know, Hearties, what you think, because we're going to go into the premiere week, and this is going to be exciting. So, we're going to end this particular Valley Voice editorials for prediction. So, I'm just going to tell you that this is probably going to be our last Valley Voice going to the premiere. We have a lot for you. Hopefully, we'll have more interviews. I know that we have one or two that has been scheduled. So we were going to be busy, and I think you'll probably enjoy those chats as well. So that's the reason why I'm just going to tell you right now, going to the premiere. This is probably going to be our last editorial, but I'm glad that we get the Chris interview at the
Wow.
same
Under the
time
wire.
you got for Kevin's interview. So that's great. So predictions, Pia, what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
I know some of mine have changed now on the basis of what we just saw.
Right.
Some of ours might
Um,
have just come true from.
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I'll go
prediction-
first. I predict that Elizabeth and Nathan get together.
All
I
right,
don't know.
but
That's a long
okay,
shot.
let's do this.
I know. But
You're crazy. Yeah,
I'm watching
yeah. I don't know
too.
how you put that together, Dawn. I really don't.
Brilliant. I'm brilliant.
All right. So when you say get together, are they going to go on a date? Are we going to have full on courtship? Are we going to
I'm
have a
thinking
kiss?
at the end of the season, yes.
Are they engaged? Are they getting married? Like how?
I don't think engaged. I
Okay.
don't think that. I mean, that would be a long shot, I think. If there is
There are
a
some parties
snowboarder.
who think that's the wedding. They think
There
I
is.
don't,
Mhm.
I'm not convinced of that. So my prediction is yes, going together. I'm thinking there's going to be a kiss at least. And then they're going at the end of the season. I don't know about
I
engagement.
see Hardy's predicting a lot of backstory stories being featured about a lot of characters. So
Oh, yes.
we know that Allie's going to see her biological father. We think that the Canfields, well, we know that the Canfields, there's going to be somebody, and we know from Lucas's past, Jeanette is going to be there, we think, and maybe others. Who am I missing? Oh, didn't in our conversation with Ben and Amanda, I think they referenced that we might see some of their family.
Yeah, well, there's
Wow.
one preview that, they are still together and kind of flirty and things like that. So I predict they, will go forward.
Okay, so
Stop taking all
we
the
did-
predictions, Dawn. I'm just joking.
Right. So yeah, so we did hear there's going to be a wedding. Brian Bird dropped that bomb very
Oh,
early
yes.
that there's a wedding this
Yes.
season. So who do you think is going to be the wedding?
I did see someone on Instagram predict that the wedding was going to be another former student of Elizabeth. And
Oh,
I
that would
loved
be-
it. It was, I think it
That's
was
exciting.
Emily's older brother. Is it Gabe?
Oh,
Gabe?
Gabe?
Oh my word.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wouldn't
think
that
one of the
be
prediction I saw
cool?
was that it was going
I
to
would
be
love to
Gabe.
see him.
I know.
Yeah, I love that. I'm like, oh, that's a
Fun.
really cool prediction. I love that.
Oh my
That would
word.
be
And what a
great.
cool story that would be to watch Elizabeth
Yes.
be one
Right?
of her students. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
have
So
that
I
kind of
doubt
big
that I did
significance.
see it. I thought that was a really cool prediction.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Yeah, a lot of people predicting it's going to be Mike and May
Mhm.
Yes.
getting
Some
married.
people think it's going to be Abigail and Henry.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Okay.
That's
Talk about
Oh.
predictions. That is.
I would love for that to be true. I would love.
I would love that.
Oh my gosh, what if he came back married? Because we saw him at the mailbox. What if he came back and they were married? I'm
You
just saying.
think
I'm just saying.
Oh, we need to see it all.
Oh
But
my
yeah, it's
gosh,
entirely possible.
that's why he's so happy in the promos. He's all
Oh.
smiling. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I think
gosh, that
that's
would be
the
like,
one.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's the storyline that I'm most intrigued because we don't have a lot of information. We just know he went to Abigail's house, and that's where we are. So, and he's back because we see all of the promos and things like that. So we know that he's back in Hope Valley, but that is really a mystery, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what that is.
Yeah. What happened after
Yeah.
after that meeting? Yeah.
Right,
I
exactly.
can't wait. Yeah.
We do know this thing that Lucas is announcing that there's going to be something that's going to draw people to Hope Valley. Any ideas?
Yeah.
didn't he
Well,
say
even
something like
in
the
his
likeness of which
interview,
The likeness of which we've never seen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so it's
What
really
about,
interesting.
go ahead.
I was going to say, well, talk about, why the mystery about why he has to go to Hope Valley, because, if you are broken up and you have an excuse to go to another city, I would.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You might jump on that train and go the 22 hours.
I'm okay with the 20-hour train.
Or no.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, that is a nugget that Chris just dropped in that last interview. So who knows what the situation is? So
Chris
it's gonna be.
said something interesting about Jeanette. He said something like maybe not so poor widow Jeanette.
Yes,
I
that
thought that
was.
was interesting the way he
feel like-
said it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
I feel like he was teasing, like, didn't even say old, like old
I
widow.
thought he said old.
And
Yeah.
so I'm
Maybe
guessing
not
it's probably
so
like
old
some
or poor.
knockout, that comes.
Yeah.
Right. She's gotta be beautiful. She's
Yeah,
gotta be
so that was
stunning.
an
Was thinking.
intriguing comment. I'm like, oh, I wonder what
Yeah.
that means. Yeah.
Honestly, sleuth level Hardys, I'm surprised they have not sleuthed it out, like
No.
figured out who the actor is that's
Right,
coming to play.
I know.
I think it's Minnie's father who's going to come.
Oh.
And then there'll be the friction
I hope
between Minnie's
so.
father and
Why
They
do you
certainly
think-
laid the groundwork for that
Yeah.
last season.
Mhm,
So
Right.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that might be it. And that's why
mhm.
Angela and Coop have to, kind of help mend that
Okay.
relationship.
Oh, ooh, that's a good prediction,
I
Pia.
like that.
Oh, good job.
But Bill, we haven't talked about Bill. We
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we know, I mean,
Always
I'm
there.
predicting much hilarity will ensue with Rosemary. I mean, that's gonna be,
Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that
I'm
one.
looking forward to that too.
I really miss the banter that he had with Abigail. That was one of my favorite aspects. I really loved the way they played off of each other. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get a little bit of that. I think it's neat.
Yeah.
To be neat.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite, and I loved them just as friends. I didn't really love when they dated, but the
Yeah.
friendship, because it's really rare that you get those like really strong male-female friendships on TV that you're not rooting, that there's not some kind of undercurrent, right? But with the two of them, I just love them as friends. Like the way
Yeah.
they would kind of give it back and forth to each other. And
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see
Yeah,
Rosemary giving it back and forth with
Yeah,
him too.
yeah. Well, then
that's gonna be fun.
talking about Lee. So we have Goldie in
Yes.
the mix, and
I predict Lee is going to become mayor.
oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh,
I predict we need a
Oh.
mayor, and I think Lee is going to somehow become mayor. I
interesting.
don't know if he can be mayor and still have a newspaper but yeah,
Well, so
that's a huge
logging,
conflict of interest, but
is the logging thing done?
no,
Well,
I mean, everyone in Hope Valley has 16 jobs, so
Well, I know Hickam had, but
yeah, right. I mean, everyone seems to have many jobs, including Bill, but no, I think he could. I just don't know how you could be married to the editor-in-chief, but they'll find a way. They'll find a way.
yeah.
I
Well,
feel like somebody has to step up into that role. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm worried about Lucas. I just remember talking to John Tinker and how the whole hero's journey and how they kind of had to take Nathan even farther down before he could rise. I'm a little that I predict that he's kind of in for a rough road.
yeah.
Rougher than
Okay.
he's been.
Yeah.
Even
that-
rougher than he's been, and I'm sorry to say that, but I just think
Yeah.
on the basis of that, I mean, who are they gonna? We have to have redemption stories here, and and hero stories, and Henry. I mean, how much more can we redeem him? I don't know.
No. Well, the thing is, we have a new Henry. I mean, he has had the redemption, and now he's just
He's
settling
brand
into
new.
his new role, kind of thing. But now, I mean, who's the villain? Who
Kevin's
was
saying that this new Lucas has an edge. I don't know. It's just.
Well,
and
I'm a little
is
worried.
it
I'm a
an edge
little
for
worried.
Nathan, or is it just an edge for the storyline? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I just
Right.
remember Derek last year, like we were saying to him, like, we always try to dispel Hardy's who say that he's shady. And he's like, oh no, we're leaning into the shady. I was like, no.
Yeah, well, and a lot of, I've seen a lot of Lucas fans worried about that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
talk on social that they're worried that, and honestly, Chris in this interview sort of alluded to it. Like maybe there were some
Exactly.
things I was.
Did. He has
It's
a lot
hu-
of
it's hard.
secrets.
Well, and I
And
remember for Nathan fans, it was so hard for Hardee's
So hard.
because it's like it feels like they're being kicked when
They're
they're
kicking
down, right?
them when they're down.
Yeah, that's
Right.
just that's just the natural how it feels. So you
Yeah.
don't want to see that for Lucas either. Just like we didn't really enjoy it with Nathan either. And
Exactly.
I mean, good
Certainly
lord, they hit
didn't.
they hit him with a car. Like
Hit him with a car and have
Mhm.
PTSD and everything else. Yeah, no, it's very painful, but it is the writer's way. And
yeah,
I
it is,
just
yeah.
worry
Yeah.
that that's where we're.
So this is our PSA, Hardee's. We're gonna have to cling
I
to
was
each
gonna
other
say-
while they're being kicked while they're
Yes.
down.
Right.
And remember
Yes.
that there's light on the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
We will get to a happy place again, but that's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
But
very valid concern for everybody.
Yeah.
we have a heart for people who are hurting.
Yeah.
And so as much as we are excited about Nathan and Elizabeth and love triumphant finally come,
Yeah.
I do feel for Nathan, for Lucas, heartbroken and struggling and whatever's coming.
It has been really hard. It's like I've been wanting to, I feel happy. I'm excited about the
You should.
possibility of Nathan and Elizabeth, but at the same time, I know because I was there
We're there.
of season 8, so I
Yes.
know how
Yes.
Lucas fans are feeling.
It's
So
yeah, it's hard,
Yeah,
you know,
that's,
yeah.
that's such a great point, Pia, because it's sort of like people are not clinging to the empathy part of it. Not everyone, not all the Hardys. Like when you said that, that's such a great point. Like you guys can all
Right.
relate.
Mhm.
And I wish we as a fandom could show each other more empathy,
Yeah.
just all overall, because really at this point we've all been there.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean,
Spoken
I
from
can't even
Team Matt.
imagine. I wasn't
Yeah.
watching live at season 5, so I can't even imagine,
Yeah.
But
how
it's
the
not
Hardys
just, but that's
going
not,
through that.
Jack fans, Nathan fans, Lucas, basically every single Hardy over
Yeah.
11 years has now been in the exact same boat where you're like, really?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Right.
it's like and not to get on a soapbox, but it's
Go
like,
ahead.
it's like, let's be a little more empathetic because we all know how it feels.
Yeah,
It's tough. Yeah.
it's tough.
so tough.
So,
Yeah.
so I think we will have to
See, we
just,
didn't need Ned, you guys. We just talk it out. We
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
other.
We
Honey,
do a post
honey.
about doing, some like a therapy session with Ned. I'm thinking like, who would or what would that look like? How many questions will Ned ask?
Let's
Just
set it
curious.
up. Let's set it up. I think it's a great,
I just
It's a
love
really-
that
great
idea.
storyline.
It's a fun
So
idea.
Ned
funny.
invents psychotherapy.
That's what Ned invents this season.
God.
He's the father of counseling sessions.
I love how Chris brought that moment full circle in the interview too. Brought it back to
That was great.
That was, oh, that's so funny. Last prediction. Who is our villain throughout season 11?
Right.
Any
I
idea?
sort of, when Chris was talking about the Jeanette storyline, part of me wonders if Aaron Douglas, what was he, Amos Dixon, might show back up.
Yeah.
Assumingly he went to prison, but it's possible
Right.
you could break him out or
Right.
something like that. So I'm curious if he might show
Okay.
back up.
Yeah.
Or
So will it be a villain for the Hope Valley, or is it going to be a villain for like Lucas or Nathan or even Rosie and Jack, because they are
Rosie and Bill. Yeah.
Mhm.
well, and
mystery.
seemingly we're just kind of assuming it's very possible whoever attacked Lucas is still at large, right? We would
Yes.
assume.
Mhm.
So yeah. maybe-
Montague. Still
Mm.
Montague.
Mhm.
Yeah. People wanted to see Wyman Walden come back.
People loved him. Wesley was so interactive with Hardy's.
so
People-
Yeah,
good.
we all loved him.
Very good.
Yeah.
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 Great.
He makes a great villain.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else before we end this chat? So anything you need to kind of spill before your
We spilled a lot already.
I think we
did.
yeah. We
covered it.
Actually, Chris and Kevin both spilled a lot. We didn't.
That's
spill
right.
we
We
did.
just reacted to it. We just reacted to it. Well, Hardys, thank you so much for joining us, and make sure that you tune in for the premiere April 7th at 8 or 9.
9/8 Central.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And
Jeanette.
tweet with us.
And
Hashtag
then-
Hardy's.
Yeah, so this has been another edition for Valley Voice Editorials. So thank you, Hardys.
Happy
See you
Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. Bye, Hardys.
Bye.